Hi there everyone, and welcome to Paper Wishes Weekly Webisodes. I'm Sarah Newman, and I'm happy to bring you the 40th episode of Mixed Media, The Paper Wishes Way. Now this will also be our last episode in the Mixed Media series, but never fear, in 2 weeks I will be back. We're debuting a new series called Saturdays with Sarah, where I'll share new paper crafting goodies and techniques. So today I want to show you some gorgeous releases from our friends at 49 and Market. Now we're going into the winter and Christmas season, and this Peace and Joy collection is absolutely stunning. So let's take a closer look here. I'm going to move aside some of these items. We'll take a look at those too, don't worry. And we'll start with our 12 by 12 paper pack. This has 6 double-sided sheets of paper, and you can see the designs below here. You're also getting 2 sheets of laser cut elements that coordinate. So as you can see, you've got a beautiful kind of vintage style, you've got some collaging, you've got kind of a watercolor effect with a lot of these elements on here too. Everything is designed to color coordinate. Perfect if you're doing 12 by 12 scrapbooking, card making, or really whatever your winter and Christmas crafts are. So that's our 12 by 12 set. We also have the 6 by 8 collection pack. Now this one includes 32 sheets of beautiful, stunning papers, and you're going to have 4 sheets each of 8 double-sided papers. So you've got multiples in here, which are great if you're batch making your Christmas cards. Of course, being double-sided, you've got elements that will coordinate together. Also in here, you've got some of the laser cut embellishments too. So again, perfect for card making, tag art, scrapbooking, mini albums, and so much more. Okay, so that's our 6 by 8 set. We also have rub-ons. Now, if you know me, you know I really love rub-ons, especially for mixed media. They really do add a nice touch and another layer and dimension to your projects. So this collection has just beautiful designs. You can see, again, coordinated kind of watercolor effects. You've also got some words and sentiments, and you've got some background elements in here too. Of course, you've got the tool to go along, and we'll talk about how to add some rub-ons to your projects. Quick and easy. Okay. Then to go along with this, we also have a pack of mix and match die cuts. Now the set is really jam-packed. You've got 83 die cuts in here. So I'm going to flip this over. I think it might be a little bit easier to see what's inside. But you've got frames, you've got sentiments, labels, tags, tickets, and so much more. Again, 83 pieces in here. Then finally, last but not least, we have the wishing bubbles and trinkets, and this has 68 epoxy stickers. So as you can see, we have a lot to explore today. I've got a couple of projects to share with you and some demos too. I'm really glad that you're here. Come play with us. One of the really great things about this collection is how effortlessly you can put together a really lovely card design. So let's take a look at how we can work in a few mixed media techniques and some layering to create a card. So I have my card front covered with some of the paper from the 12 by 12 collection. So you see this border on here. Well, this is actually printed onto the edge of this paper. So with the 12 by 12 designs, you'll have some borders printed on here. So on one side is the barcode and like product information. Then if you flip it over, you've either got some words and sentiments, or you have some really nice edging that can be used either individually. You can cut these off, or you can use them as is, whichever way works best with your card design. So I wanted to be sure to point that out to you because that's something really nice that 49 and Market does. Gives you another design element to play with. Okay, so right away I have color and I've got some faux texture on here. Now in the 6 by 8 pack, you have sheets with what I consider instant card focals. So here you see you can just cut this right in half and you've got something that can go right onto the front of your card. Okay, so quick and easy to do. Now you could do some layering right away. While I've got my card front covered and before I start layering things on, I do want to add a little bit of something around the outside edges. And for this, I love to use my Midas Metallic Gold ink pad. This ink pad is one that I use regularly. It's just a really nice, soft metallic gold. It goes on beautifully, and it creates a really nice element of texture and dimension. So I'm just angling this on here. I can do a heavy application or something a bit lighter. I can really angle that ink pad in toward the front of my card or hold it more perpendicular to the edge, whichever way I decide I want my look to go. So I've got my card front covered. I've got some really nice shading on here. I've cut apart my sentiment sheet here. So I've got a card focal. Now I've done some inking around the outside edge here, and I could simply glue that down. Now I could also adhere this with foam tape, and that'll give a little bit more dimension as well. I could stop here, or I could keep going. And in this case, I'm going to keep going for just a little bit longer. I have one of the die cuts from that great big jumbo pack. So there's loads in there. Here's just one. I really like to add these in just as kind of a finishing touch. Now, a design element that I always like to stick with when I'm layering embellishments is to do some overlapping. So you can see I don't have it down here at the bottom. I've got it overlapping between these two patterns, and that kind of creates some continuity, helps your eye lead your eye through the design. And then let's add in some texture. I've got a little bow here that I would glue on. And then I've also got this really sweet little birdie here. Now this is one of the laser cuts from the 6x8 set, and I can pop him down on there, kind of scoot him around to make sure that he's not competing with that background design on there. Quick and easy to go. Now don't forget, from my sheet, I've also got this other half. This would be perfect for the inside of my card. So again, I've got everything nicely coordinated, quickly, easily, and I think also just absolutely beautifully. And the pattern papers and the embellishments all coordinated make that possible. Okay, so you can keep things quick and easy, or you can add in even more mixed media. So let me show you another card here. Now this one is using a lot of the same techniques and the same sort of layering process. I've covered the card front with 12x12 pattern paper, and then I've cut another sheet of 12x12 paper slightly smaller than the card front. I love this floral design. I think it's absolutely stunning, so I had to use it. Now I've also done some gold foiling around the edges here. Now that gold is not the ink pad. This is gold foiling, and let's take a look at that. So this is again another mixed media technique I love to use. So this is Wow Embossing's Fab Foil, and I'm using the gold. Comes in lots of different colors, but of course gold works so nicely for Christmas. You've got loads in here, and you can use this and use this until basically all the metallic is removed from there, which is what I like to do. Okay, the process is super easy as well. Let me show you this. Move aside my card a bit, and I've got just a piece of this patterned cardstock. I've got a little snippet of my gold foil. You can cut it apart. One side is this sort of dull silver, and then the other side is, of course, the metallic gold. I'm going to be working with the metallic gold facing me. Now to adhere this, all I need is my glue stick. There are lots of different ways that you can do this, but the glue stick is quick and easy, one of my favorites. Okay, so I'll just apply that glue right onto my cardstock. And then I'm going to place down my little snippet of foil. Really make sure that that is pressed in, and then that foil is stuck onto your cardstock. And then just let this dry. Now you can let it dry for a really long time. You can put it under a stack of books or your die cutting plastic plates if you want to, or you can leave it for just a couple of minutes if you want to. That will give you less coverage but more of a shabby chic look. So I'm going to set this aside. I've got another piece here, as you can see. This has been sitting here for, I want to say, about half an hour. And I'll just gently peel this back. And of course I'm going to save this because I've still got some foil left on here. Those packs of foil will last you a long time. And then there we go. So I've got a nice, heavy, kind of shabby chic effect. I love this foiling. It does give you a nice bright look. You can go heavy, you can go a little bit more muted if you want to, but it's perfect in combination with Christmas papers, I think. So on the front of my card, I've just added this right on this center piece, glued that down, and then I've also added in some additional embellishments as well. So here you can see I've got some epoxy stickers, this little heart and the word. I've also got some of the laser cuts on here with the pine bow and the flowers. This is up on some foam tape to give a little bit more dimension. And then on the inside of the card, I've also got some more of the laser cuts. So this is a laser cut. These two accents, the sentiment and the postcard, are from that die cut pack. So loads in there, lots that you can play with. Now I'll point out the sheet music that you can see here on this postcard. This does not come on the postcard. This is one of the rub-ons. Also on the front of the card, I've got a rub-on sentiment. Now the rub-ons are fantastic for adding faux texture, like you can see here, as well as card focals and sentiments. They're super easy to use and a lot of fun. So let's take a look at that technique. Now, if you remember doing rub-ons as a kid, the process is exactly the same. I will tell you that the quality of the rub-ons has improved in the years since I was a child, and I have to say the designs are certainly a lot more sophisticated too. So in this collection, you've got some really beautiful kind of faux watercolor effects. You've got some nice background elements that you can use. Again, some more of those faux watercolors, just absolutely beautiful. Some sentiments, and then a really fun sheet with lots of stars on here. Now, all you need to do is simply use your scissors to cut out whichever design you want. With something like the stars, they've got these kind of clustered in color areas. So you can just grab your scissors and cut apart portions of this, or of course you could use a larger element as your background, your choice. Okay, so let's take a look at how to do this. Now I've got a piece of pattern paper from the collection, and I've just snipped apart one of the pieces of sheet music here. So this is what I'm going to put down here. I've got a little burnishing tool that comes with the rub-ons. That's going to make it easy to do. Okay, so I'll just pull off this liner piece. Now this can be discarded and pop this down. Now I can kind of play with the positioning here, see how I want this to go before I commit. I'll pop this down like so. Now the rub-ons have kind of like a slight adhesive to the back of them, which means that when you put them down, they don't sort of slide around all over, which is really nice. They're going to stay in place. And then just grab that burnishing tool and use it to transfer the rub-on. Now you don't need to use, your full strength of your arm. It's not a workout. A little bit of pressure will do the trick. Okay, and then just kind of peel this off. And I'm going to lift this gently and just make sure that I've got all of that design transferred. So if I lift this off and I notice that I've still got some rub-on on my sheet, I can place it back down and again just do a bit more burnishing. But I think I've done a pretty good job. Okay, so there we go. Quick and easy to do, and it adds just a really nice touch on here. So that is how you can use your rub-ons. Let me show you again that card that we were just looking at. And you can see here I've used the rub-ons not only for my backing piece on here, my background, but also the card focal. It just adds a nice touch, and this sentiment of course fits perfectly inside the die cut frame. So what could be easier? All right, I have another card to show you. Now this one is also using a lot of the same techniques. I've covered the card front with a sheet from the 6x8 pack and added some really heavy gold foiling around the outside edge of the card. And then I've got some rub-ons just kind of tucked in the background. I've got one here, one up here, and then one along the edge here. So I'm overlapping the rub-ons onto some of the pattern paper, and then I've got that gold foiling going on top of the pattern paper and the rub-on. So you can do a lot of layering with this. Works beautifully. So the card focal is a really cool laser frame from the 6x8 pack. And with these, you can use either the pattern side or turn them over, and you can use the reverse side, which is this really pretty light blue. So either way. I have the sentiment rub-on on just fitting inside this frame of the wreath, which is one of the die cuts, really easy to put together. And I've got the frame up onto some foam tape, so that's going to add a little bit more dimension, or the wreath, excuse me, is up on some foam tape for dimension. And I've added some epoxy stickers here. Now for the card inside, let's open this up. I have some more of these fun die cuts and some of the laser cuts here. And I've got some more rub-ons for my sentiment and then also some more foiling. Now one more project that I want to show you is not a card, but this is one of our little mini folders. And this is done with a cutting die. Again, super easy to do and a great way to put your papers and embellishments to use. So let's take a look at that. Our last project today is not a card, but a mini folder. So it's folded like a little book, and on the inside we have pockets that you can fill with tags, notes, messages. You could also do gift cards or money gifts. Lots of different creative options. Now this starts out with a cutting die that's going to make everything much easier. So this is the mini folder cutting die. You can see in here you've got 3 pieces. You've got your main kind of folder piece and then 2 pockets on here as well. So the great thing is, unfolded, this main area measures 8 inches by 5.5. This makes it a perfect fit for the 6x8 papers. So this is going to make everything a lot easier. Let me show you. Now I've got a sheet of the 6x8 pattern paper and I've decided I want this to be my front. So all I need to do is just pop my die down. Now I can figure out how much of those trees I want showing or not, and then simply secure this down in place. Now to do that, I really do recommend you use that hunky-dory tape. That's going to make everything a lot easier and a lot more secure when you're running this through your die cutting machine, because you've got wiggle room here but not on either edge, so you do want to make sure that that is precisely in place so it makes it easier. Then once you run that through your die cutting machine, you'll have a piece that looks like this, and then you can just fold up that little book and you're ready to go. Okay, so this is the main portion. Now what about the inside? Now you can leave the inside as is. This would actually make a really nice card by itself, but you can use the other 2 dies to create your pockets. So let me show you this. I'm grabbing another piece of the 6x8 pattern paper, and you can kind of play with the positioning of the patterns on here. So if you want to have, for example, the flower be in a corner of your pocket, then you'll just position this down on here, and maybe the other one goes like so. Again, tack it down with some of that hunky-dory tape and then run it through your die cutting machine. And you will have 2 pieces that look like this. Now, what you want to do in this case, because everything is scored, is make sure to fold those edges up. You want these to be really precisely folded. I do recommend, for not only the edge of this, but also the edges of these tabs, grab your bone folder. This is the one from hot off the press, and this is just going to make everything secure down really nicely so it's not frustrating when you're going to glue these in place. Okay, so you'll score these up, and then open this up and you can position your pockets in here and then simply glue that in place on one side, and then of course the other one will go on the other side. Of course you could have the backs of those going onto the back of your mini folder, but I like to have it really tucked inside like so. Go ahead and glue that in and you're ready to go. Now a couple of things I do recommend. The extra sticky tape is going to make sure that that holds in place. The pattern papers, now this is a cardstock weight and it's a nice sturdy cardstock weight, which means that you want to make sure to use an adhesive that will keep everything in place so these don't pop off. And that's really the reason to do the scoring and use that extra sticky tape. If you want, you can do some inking around the outside edge before you adhere those in place. And then, let me find my mini folder again. We can take another look at this. You can do your decorating. Of course, this is the fun part. So on the inside, I've got my 2 pockets here, and I did ink around the outside edge using that Midas gold. For the inside of these tags, I've got the tags here. Now these are from a sheet from the 6x8 set. Remember, we had the instant card focals. We've got another sheet that's got 4 designs on here, and they work perfectly for your pockets. They just happen to fit in there beautifully. And I've got them glued back to back with some foam tape, and then that means I can put my ribbon ties in here. I've got some of the epoxy stickers here as my accent pieces, and those can just tuck right inside. I've got some more of the laser cuts. I've got some of the die cuts here and sentiments as well. Now for the front of my little mini folder, I also have some rub-ons that are peeking back here, some more of that sheet music. I have one of these sweet little frames and lots of the laser cuts popped up on some foam tape. I've got a nice sentiment that goes across here. This is one of the die cuts. And I have some of those epoxy stickers. This deer, I just couldn't wait to use him somewhere. A little birdie, and then a floral motif as well. Really comes together to create a fun and festive little gift. Now, one thing I have to point out with all of the projects that we've been playing with today, I've been using a lot of papers and I've been using a lot of embellishments. I have not been frugal with them at all. If you could see my crafting room, you would believe what a great value this is because I have oodles left over. I've got lots of the die cuts. I've got lots of the papers. So if you're someone like me who makes a lot of Christmas paper crafts, this set is a superb value. It gives you everything that you could possibly need, plus more. You will not run out. So a big thank you to our friends at 49 and Market for these beautiful Christmas supplies. They have been so much fun to work with. And thank you to you for joining me today. We're really glad that you're here, and we're always so happy that you're part of the Paper Wishes family. Do feel free to leave a comment. We love to hear what you think. Each item can be purchased separately, and you can see them below. However, we've also bundled them into a creative money saver just for you. For the money saver, just see this webisode on paperwishes.com.